Hi, this is Abdulrahim Al-Harash from Insane IT Skills, and in this module we are going to be talking about I/O, or input and output in Java. So I/O is kind of a difficult topic in Java. I think a lot of people get confused by I/O, and really a lot of Java developers, I think, if you would ask them how do you read from a file, they wouldn't be able to just tell you. They would have to look it up and kind of figure out. It's one of those areas that a lot of people really struggle with. So we're going to really focus in this module on trying to break this down and trying to really understand what's going on here, with the idea that by understanding how this works, you're going to be a lot more likely to be able to remember how to do I/O in Java. So with that said, here is what we are going to cover in this module. The first thing that we are going to talk about is kind of the basic I/O concepts. So this is where we are really going to focus on what makes up I/O in Java. We are going to talk about some concepts like streams, how I/O is implemented using a decorator pattern, and kind of the hierarchy of I/O in Java. Then we are going to go through, and from that point forward, we are basically going to get into the code here, and we are pretty much going to stay in the code so we can see some real examples and really get a feel of using I/O in Java, because this is one of those things where you are really going to need to see the code and do it in order to really get that memory, that understanding of what file I/O or what I/O is in Java. And we are going to use files for an example here. I/O is going to apply more than files, but we are going to use files just as a way to see how to do I/O. So the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to do the basic thing that you would want to do with file I/O, which is to read from a file. Then we are going to get into probably the next basic thing that you would want to do, which is to write to a file. Then we are going to create a stream reader. We are actually going to create our own basic I/O stream in Java and see by doing that how all of I/O works in Java. And then finally we are going to get into some file manipulation. And I'm just going to show you some basic things that you can do, things that you are going to probably need to know how to do, how to copy a file, delete a file, rename a file perhaps, and that will cover I/O for Java.